I conducted over 225 mock interviews just in the first 45 days when the interview window is open. And I saw a big problem among the mentees and the candidates and shortlisted people. 70% of the candidates, they didn't know what change will they bring to the community. They didn't know the problem. 80% of them, after knowing in our brainstorming session in my mock interviews, they found a problem, but they didn't know the solutions to those problems. 85% of them, unfortunately, they didn't know what their vision is. I am so happy that during these mock interviews, we work together in these consultation sessions to work on several things. First of all, find a problem in your community that you want to solve it. Second, find solutions and different solutions to fix that problem. Third, find the solutions in a way that are in line with the UK's policy in your country. And fourth, align them all with your vision and mission, especially vision, so that in the long run, after many years or decades, you see the problem vanished and you see your country or envision your country without that problem, whatever it is. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. It has been a long time that I haven't uploaded any videos on this YouTube channel. And you know why? Because I was pretty much busy with the mock interviews. I had around minimum 4-5 mock interviews, up to 8 a couple of days, 8 and 7 a lot of days interviews during the day and night, which was of course a lot of work to take care of. So I would like to share you some points that I have learned or I have found through conducting these mock interviews. So I'm going to share some of this information that's going to be relevant for you in any capacity you are. For example, if you have already passed your interview, you know what I'm talking about, so that you know the things. If you haven't had the interview, you didn't have the chance to be shortlisted, don't worry, you will learn a lot of tips from here. And also, if you're totally starting to apply newly for the Chevening Scholarship, I think these points that I'm talking today are very important. So from the beginning of March, when the interview period started, I started to conduct mock interviews. I had a few in February as well, but mainly it was all starting in March this year. So today, by like 14th of April, at the time of recording this video, I had over 45 days of, or around 45 days of mock interviews. I had a couple of days, 8, but mostly, let's say the average was 5 mock interviews per day, which makes 45 by 5 makes 225 mock interviews around during this time. So I have learned a lot and I have gained a lot of information as well, how mock interviews are done, because it wasn't just the mock interviews that I was conducting every day. Most of you who had mock interviews with me, I was always telling each candidate to please contact me after their actual mock interviews with the Chevening Secretariat and share me the questions, share me the experience and everything, how it was going on. So I have got a lot of feedback from all of these people, which is too much for a short video like today, but I'm trying to give you those most key points from those interviews, which will help you in any stage, as I have already explained that. What I have learned from this year was that unfortunately the COVID-19 changed everything, and now for many countries, which may be fortunately as well, they have online interviews. Well, online interviews are good because you are at the comfort of your own home or house and you conduct this. And for some countries that the United Kingdom did not have an embassy there, now there is a possibility to be there and have the interview online. But this online mock interview came with a lot of bad things this year. And a lot of the candidates that I was conducting these mock interviews, and then they were like kind of complaining because the questions that I have shared on my website, as you can see, and the mock interviews that I have had and the exercises that we were making, things were not the way as it was conducted during these mock interviews. Hundreds of people enrolled in my interview preparation course on my website, and some of them were also, of course, they say that we got a lot of talents. We knew how to build confidence and how to respond the best way possible. But the structure of the interview for the online was different compared to the physical in-person interviews. And online had many problems. First thing was that it was, for most of the countries, it was a very short period of time, like 25 minutes maximum. Although a few of my mentees reported that their interview lasted up to 35 minutes or 50 minutes, a few of them. But yeah, some countries, they had 35 minutes, which was good because at least for 45 minutes you can explain something. But one thing which was very weird was the way how these questions were asked from the panel, because in normal physical interview, in-person interviews, the question starts normally by, please introduce yourself, and then one by one in a very chronological order, like what did you study, where did you work, talk about your leadership and your network, what do you want to study, what are your future goals, and everything else, the same way as the essays are. But the online was absolutely different. So in most of the countries, they were just asking or diving deep directly into what's your career goal. It was like starting from the last question that they would normally ask in in-person interviews, or talk about your passion. Why would you like to apply to Chevening Scholarship? Or what's your plan of studies? Or most of them were asking directly for those four main questions, the essays, like leadership. Talk about your leadership qualities and experiences. So a lot of people were shocked by this way, and then they got a lot of interruptions. 99.999% in online interviews. They were not friendly, they were not helping, they were not paying attention, because some of my mentees complained that when they were asking questions, they were, of course, you can understand that they are writing, typing, notes taking, but some of the mentees complained that they were not paying attention. They were just looking all around, and in several cases, the interviewers left the interview. They turned on their camera and then they moved to do something, maybe walk to the bathroom, to the kitchen to grab something, and then return back and then turned on their camera. And a few of them, they just, while the camera was on during the interview, they were asking questions, and other panelists, they were just, without turning off the camera, they were going and picking their coffee and something and then returning back. So these scenarios are very weird and strange. I never predicted that, and I will create more videos to show you the ways and tricks how to prepare yourself in very strange and weird ways, and also how to prepare yourself in the situations where you only have 15 minutes, or in situations that you are not asked more than 6 questions. Like the first question is about leadership, networking, what do you want, and some people were not even asked what do you want to study, and then your career goals. So I've learned a lot. I have talked a lot with, I've had over 225 so far, and I think I have at least 100 more, or at least around 100 more mock interviews starting from today. When I'm done with this recording, I have 2 more for today, which I will do it at night. So I have a lot of more mock interviews, which I will gather all the experiences. Whatever I learn from these, I will make more videos to share it with you, how to prepare yourself. I am about to publish a lot of articles and a lot of essays or blogs, whatever you call it, in written as well. That's my plan, because I think that also helps a lot of people in some of the countries that they have problem with internet and they cannot play my videos. So it's good that they can also read. So I would like to share some of the experiences, how most of the shortlisted candidates were doing this year. With over 200 applicants that I had mock interviews with, I saw a pattern, and I would like to share that pattern, which is a problem actually, so that you would pay attention to know it. And I think that pattern is also helpful for you, not just for the interview, but for the whole application period as well. And I think it's also good for you to keep that in mind, because even if you don't work on it and next year you apply with the same thing, you might be shortlisted again and you will be rejected. God forbid. I hope everyone who is watching my videos, you are getting, being awarded, and you join our community, the community of Chevening alumni one day. Okay, I would like to tell you those, the pattern, the problem that I saw. First of all, during these like over 200 mock interviews, most of the candidates, they had difficulty talking about three things. They didn't know what was that change that they wanted to bring in their communities. What was that, or what is that problem that they should put their efforts and concentrate on it? Second, because they didn't know the problem, they didn't know the solutions. Because if you know the solutions to the problem, then you put the solutions in your short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals. And then, of course, you talk about what you want to do. And at the same time, you provide the solutions for that problem that you have in your community. If this is new for you, you don't know what I'm talking about, the problem. What's the problem? Of course, in detail, I have many other videos coming very soon once the interviews are over, especially for the new people who are applying, to find the problem. So once you know the problem, you should know the solutions. So most of the candidates, they didn't know the problem. Not mostly. When I see it, I have a percentage here. It's about 70% of them, they didn't know the problem. 80% of them, after knowing the problem, they didn't know the solution to the problem, which is strange because when you know the problem, you should know the solutions. And around 85% of them didn't have a clear vision. So when I was asking them, what's your vision? They were explaining, well, my vision is to help people and blah, 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 blah. To help people, is that vision? Think about it. That is not vision, that's mission. Because there is a difference between mission and vision, and you have to know it. So a lot of, I have like 95% because I was having a forum for everybody and I was checking the same way that the panelists do in the actual interview. I was having my own checklist to see who is winning, who is not. And at the same time, I was checking who knows what about the problem, the solution, the vision that they have. It was shocking for me that most of the people, they didn't know the vision. So they were describing something. It doesn't mean, of course, a few people just stuck. They didn't know what to say. They were not prepared. They have never faced the question, what is your vision? And some of them were asking me, what do you mean by vision? My vision regarding my studies, my future plan, my life, what? The question is clear. What is your vision? And you should know it, of course. You should not ask the panel, because if you ask the panel, what do you mean by my vision? No. That's a very weak point. So the good thing about the mock interviews that I was conducting with all these 200 or more people was that when I was done with the mock interview, I was providing them the feedback, and then we had also a brainstorming session. In the brainstorming session, I was working with everyone one-on-one basis, and we were brainstorming to find the problem based on the person, based on his or her background, their achievements, or studies, and the problem in his or her community, or country, or world level. And we were finding the problem, we were finding the solutions on the problem based on his experiences and knowledge and territory and country and region. And then, of course, I was helping the mentee to inline the solutions of the problems in his or her short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals, so that at the end, what the vision is clear, so that you see the problem solved. And okay, you are living in a prosperous country or situation regarding to that specific problem. Conducting over 200 mock interviews this year taught me to the ways how to firstly find the problem, second, find the solutions to the problem, thirdly, inline the solutions for the problem into the midterm, short-term, and long-term goals, and then create a vision for the candidate. So once you know all this, you know the problem, you know the solution, you know how to put them into your short-term, midterm, long-term goals, and then have the vision in line with everything, and as well as your career background, educational background, studies plan, and future plan. So then you have a complete package to tell the panel, what is the problem in my country that I want to change? What is the solution for them? And what am I going to bring to the table once I return back to my country? And what will you see in 50 years in my country, which is my vision, in line with the UK's policy in my country? And the fourth thing was the UK's policy in your country. So to make the goals and the solutions and the short-term, mid-term, long-term goals in line with the UK's policy in your country or their countries. So these interviews taught me a lot and made me prepare a lot of information, a lot of videos, a lot of tutorials, and of course a complete course. So what's the takeaway from conducting over 220 mock interviews? The takeaway is that I have learned a lot. I have prepared a lot of materials. I have prepared a lot of knowledge that I'm going to record many videos so that you will see it in the very near future, especially for those who are applying in the coming years and the next cohort and terms. And I am making complete mentorship program, probably a course, a complete course on my website, which you will see. So if you want to learn about these things that we just talked about and you are interested, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. So those courses are going to change your life. You will be bulletproof and foolproof to prepare yourself for the next round of Chevening scholarship programs. I wish to see you in those courses very soon. The links will not be working at the moment, but it's coming very soon, especially when the mock interviews are over and the interview period or window is closed. I will be working on them and very soon upload them for you. So I hope you learned a lot from those courses, and I hope you enroll to those courses. I promise you that's going to change your life, because I am sharing everything that I have on those courses so that you are, leaders in your community. It doesn't matter if you are chosen in Chevening or not, but if you are a leader, an agent of change in your community, that's everything, of course, what we want from these scholarships anyway. So thank you very much for watching up to here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.